What is up? Welcome back. Happy late Friday the 13th. This video was supposed to come out on March Friday the 13th, but it's going to be a few days late. I've had some personal stuff in the real world, and so I am running behind. Now, a couple things. First off, my plan because we have 3 Friday the 13th this year. We had one in February. We had one a few days ago now. Then we'll have one again in November, I believe. Now, my plan was to find a Friday the 13th kind of tie-in novel or novelization of one of the movies and read it and talk about that. The thing I discovered when I looked that up is that they are insanely expensive. Even some of the newer ones or the lesser ranked ones. So I'm just going to have to hold off on that for a little bit. The other thing is that in February, Friday the 13th, I put out a video ranking the franchise, my correct opinion. Everyone else's is incorrect. Mine is correct. And the thing I was most surprised by was how much pushback I got for Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D.
Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D.
I have it ranked very low. And so I got, at least half of the comments on that video was defending Part 3 or lambasting me for ranking it so lowly. So today I am going to talk just about Friday the 13th Part 3. I'm going to talk about stuff that I like, and I'm going to talk about stuff that I don't like. And we'll see how that goes. I don't know if this will make anyone less pissed off or more, but we'll find out. Also, there's a cat nearby making a racket. I don't know how well the microphone is picking that up. We'll find out in the editing. You'll be finding out right now, but I'll find out in the editing. Hey, stop. Here, you want to come up here? You want to be in a video? No one's going to watch it. It's okay. Well, here, I got it. So, what were my rankings? Spoiler alert to the other video. How did I rank the Friday the 13th movies? I put them up now, and you'll see I have 3 kind of different cards. That's kind of the 3 tiers that I ranked them. I have the 3 that I think are the top. I think these are the best. And then I have a few in the middle, and I have a handful at the end. These are the bottom tier. Now, in that bottom tier is Jason Goes to Hell, Friday the 13th Part 3, Friday the 13th Part 5, and then Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes a Boat. Now, out of those 4, I think those are the worst, period. Now, in my ranking video, I had Part 3 next to last. But honestly, if you put it at 8th, I mean, I don't really have that much to argue with. Any one of those 4 with those tiers, depending on, how recently I've watched any of them and what that experience was like, might change a bit. But Friday the 13th, I feel like completely belongs in that bottom tier when compared to the other ones. There are a couple others kind of toward the bottom of the middle tier, the ones that I think are okay, and that would be Jason X and Jason Part 7, or Friday Part 7, Jason versus Carrie. I have a lot of fun with those videos, or with those movies. If you rank them as some of your lower ranked movies, I don't have that much to argue with. But, I would kind of leave that open to interpretation. But I in no way, even reading and discussing with all the comments on my previous video, in no shape or form is Friday the 13th Part 3 even close to Part 4, Part 2, Part 6, the original Freddy vs. Jason, or the 2009 remake. Even if I grant you a few slots, it cannot get past 7 to me, and I'll never consider that. There's no comment you can make to make me put part 3 higher than that. So that would be about as good as we get. All right, so a few good things. Richard Brooker plays Jason. I think he's very menacing. I think he does a great job. I think he has a great look. I think Jason has a great look in this one. Even the facial prosthetic, I think that looks good. I think it's shown too much. I really wish they just would not show Jason's face. Which, a quick note, they don't show it in part 6. That might be one of the couple that they don't show Jason's face in. But yeah, but even when they do show the face, it looks all right compared to some of the other Jason faces. But Richard Brooker does a great job. Like I said, he looks very iconic with that green shirt on. He does get his hockey mask in this one. And that's cool. The character he gets it from, Shelley, is also, I think, one of the best characters in the movie. He's sort of an annoying jokester guy, but as we follow him, we do find that he kind of uses those jokes to hide his very low self-esteem, and he does have a couple scenes in the movie where he does show bravery. So I think Shelley's a good character. I think the guy that plays him does a good job. Let me see. I can tell you his name. Larry Zerner. Larry Zerner. I probably didn't pronounce that correctly. Our final girl, Chris, is okay. Not great. She does have a flashback with where it's like she's been attacked in the woods by Jason without a mask. And it's implied that he assaults her. I think that's lame and stupid. If anything, if she did have a run-in with Jason in the woods, she should be dead. So I think that's lame. The character of Rick, every word he has to say is lame. So some of the kills are really good. There's the handstand guy. I think that's a really good kill. Let me see. What's her name? Debbie. It's implied that she's pregnant. So that's it's pretty brutal. 2 for 1 on that one. Now Rick's kill, Jason crushes his head. That would be cool, but it's made completely lame by the terrible prosthetic, by the terrible fake head, as well as the horrible kind of eye popping out. It's made to go with the 3D stuff. That's something that would be cool. That is absolutely ruined by the probably the need to make more 3D stuff pop out at the screen. As the same where Jason shoots the girl with the harpoon gun when he walks out. She's in the water and he kind of lumbers out on the dock, and it's a very great scene, and it's really cool because he lines the harpoon gun up with the post, the light pole there, for like stability, which is something that you would do, and it's something that a lot of movies you just see people shoot from the hip. So that's really cool, but again, it's it's very clearly on a string after that. Again, trying to produce the 3D effect, and it looks like shit. And that's my biggest issue. The flashback with Chris is a negative. The Rick character, every line he has, Chris will be telling him for like 5 minutes, about some horrible thing or emotion that she's having. He'll be like, and then at the end, as soon as she's through talking, he'll be like, you know what, Chris, I think we should just bang real quick. And it's like, what are you doing? It's terrible dialogue. He's an absolutely terribly written character. I'm not really talking shit about the actor because it's every word that's written is terrible for that character. I feel like the bikers, again, just their dialogue, how they act, is very very 50s sort of biker gang pulled into the 80s. It's very, as the kids on the internet would say today, very cringe. So the bikers sort of annoy me. The one biker who should have been dead like an hour earlier in the movie shows up at the end as almost like the hand of God coming to save the main character. That's lame. He should have been dead. Jason is hanging at one point, and he kind of picks his mask up to show Chris, haha, it's me, he kind of makes that face, and then he puts the mask back down. There's some cool stuff. Stop it. No, if I let you go, you're going to be back on that thing. So she gets in a boat and kind of has a nightmare or whatever. And so Jason is looking out at her. So she's in the water, she's in the pond, and Jason is looking out at her from the little farmhouse, and he's just like, and he's patting on the window like he doesn't know how the hell windows work. Like he hasn't been exploding through windows for 2 movies now. Stop it. Stop. I'm being attacked. Don't get on that. So yeah, all the, Rick's terrible. The bikers are lame. The goofy mannerisms of Jason. The possible assault flashback. But then on top of that is the absolute terrible 3D effects. If you take those out, honestly, if you take the 3D effects out, it's at least, I would put it, in the middle of the pack. They absolutely ruin it for me. Every time you turn around, there's like the knockoff Great Value Creepy Ralph with the eyeball at the beginning, the guy with a yo-yo, and this guy with this other stick, and then, this very clearly fake head being crushed with the eye popping out. Everything about what they try to do with the 3D stuff looks absolutely terrible. And then outside of the 3D stuff, half of it's cool, half of it's just kind of lame. That's really all I know to say. Like I said, some of the kills are cool. Some of the kills would have been cool without the 3D effects. But the 3D effects absolutely ruined the movie for me personally. So it was, a lot of the comments, would tell me this cool fact about the movie or this other cool fact about the movie. And I agree, that's cool. But absolutely none of that removes the 3D effects from the movie. They're still there. I'm never going to like this movie. It's never going to be higher. And I'll be honest, this was maybe the third one that I ever saw. And I liked it for several years. Like if you had asked me when I was 22, I probably would have said part 3 was my favorite. But you know what else? I probably would have also said that part 8 is also one of my favorites. Those were some of the first ones I saw. I watched the first one on VHS. And then for some reason in, I don't know, the mid to late 90s, part 8 and part 3 were on TV all the time. I saw them several times. And so there's definitely times in my life when it would have been ranked higher, but just I've seen all of the movies multiple times now, and there's absolutely nothing that I can learn about part 3 that's going to erase the terrible 3D effects. So it's always going to be on the lower end. But that being said, I love Friday the 13th. It's one of my favorite movie franchises. Very rarely would I choose to go grab, Friday the 13th part 3 in 3D. There's definitely a lot of other horror movies that I think suck a whole lot more than this. There's definitely a whole lot more non-horror movies also that suck way more than this too. So, even though it's toward the bottom of my Friday the 13th ranking, it's not in if I were to make my 100 worst movies, whatever. I'm not making that, by the way. But if I were to make that video, it wouldn't be on it. I can think of much worse movies than this. So, like I said, I love Friday the 13th. I rank this compared to the other Friday the 13th movies, and to me, it just falls flat. Real quick, before we go, look, comment below. Tell me some more cool facts about part 3. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite Friday the 13th movies are. What are your least favorites? Let me know how you think my opinions are wrong. Your opinions are wrong, though, not mine. So, but let me know anyway. Please like, subscribe, and look. Perhaps I have talked smack now for 10 minutes or so about one of your favorite movies. I am a horror author. I'm currently regularly posting horror short stories for free on Substack. So if you want to go read one of my stories and then you can smack talk me, let me know that I don't know what I'm talking about. The link will be in the description. If I remember, it also might be in a pinned comment below. So, but either way, even if you do not subscribe, even if you do not like or comment or read any of my stories, if you're still watching, thank you. Thank you for watching. That wraps up this video, and I'll see you in the next one.